Hey there, welcome. Today, we are going to tackle what is probably the single most common, most important verb in all of English. I'm talking about the verb to be. So, have you ever been there? You're trying to say something simple and you just freeze. Should I say am, or is, or are? Well, if that's you, you are definitely not alone. It's a super common sticking point. But don't worry, in the next few minutes, we're going to make it all crystal clear. All right, let's get right into it. We're going to start with the only core rule you really need to know. Seriously, if you get this down, everything else just falls into place. Okay, look at this table. This right here, this is your master key. This is literally it. All you have to do is match the person, the pronoun, to the right verb. So for I, it's always am, no exceptions. For a single person or a single thing, he, she, or it, you're going to use is. And for anything plural, like we, you, or they, you'll always use are. See? Simple as that. Okay, so now that we have our master key, let's actually start building some sentences. We'll kick things off with the positive forms, and I'll show you a little trick that's going to help you sound way more natural when you're speaking. In everyday spoken English, we are all about shortcuts. We rarely say the full I am. Instead, we just say I'm. We don't say he is, we say he's. These little shortcuts are called contractions, and trust me, using them is going to make your speech flow so much better. It's a total game changer. Now, this example sentence is just perfect. Think about it. My father, well, that's a he, right? So we use is. And my mother is a she, so again, we use is. It's that master key just working its magic every single time. All right, awesome. You've totally got the positive sentences down. But what if you want to say no? Well, the good news is making a sentence negative is super easy. It just takes one extra little word. All you have to do is drop the word not right after the verb. So I am becomes I'm not. Simple. But take a closer look at the contractions for is and are. Here's where it gets interesting. You've actually got two different ways to do it, which is kind of cool. So here's the main thing to remember. Both of these options are 100% correct. You can say he's not, or you can say he isn't. You can say they're not, or they aren't. They mean exactly the same thing. You'll hear people use both all the time, so it's really good to just get comfortable recognizing both of them. And here's a perfect example in action. When we say those people, it's really just another way of saying they, so we use are. To make it negative, we get aren't. Those people aren't English. And then, check it out, it's followed right up with a positive statement using a contraction we already know. They're Australian. See how it all connects? Okay, you've got the positive stuff, you've got the negative stuff, you're doing great. Now I've got 3 little shortcuts for you. Think of these as pro tips that are really going to help you sound more fluent. First up, you are going to hear this one everywhere. That's. It's just a quick way of saying that is, and we use it constantly to comment on things, like, thank you, that's very kind of you. Another huge one is theirs, which is short for there is. We use this all the time to just point out that something exists. You look over and say, look, there's Chris. It's a super common way to get someone's attention. And our third and final pro tip is here's, for here is. This one is perfect for when you're handing something to someone. Imagine a barista saying, here's your coffee, or a hotel clerk saying, here's your key. It's simple, it's polite, and it sounds completely natural. Okay, you've learned the main rule, you've learned the different forms, you've even got the pro shortcuts down. How about a quick quiz to put it all to the test? It's just for fun, no pressure at all. All right, here's question number 1. My brother and I, blank space, good tennis players. All right, here's question number one. My brother and I, blank space, good tennis players. Now, really think about the subject here. My brother and I. What does that really mean? Go ahead and pause if you need a second to think it over. And the answer is are, of course. Why? Because my brother and I is just a fancy way of saying we, and we's plural. Great job. Okay, let's do another one. James blank, a teacher. He's a student. Make sure you read that second sentence really carefully. It gives you a massive clue for the first part. Yes, you got it. The answer is isn't. The second part tells us he's a student, so we know for sure he's not a teacher. We needed the negative there. Nicely done. All right, last question. Steve is ill, blank, in bed. And for this one, I want you to try using one of those short forms we talked about, a contraction. What do you think fits here? Bingo! The answer is he's. He's in bed. We just replace Steve with the pronoun he, and then we shrink he is down to he's. Fantastic. You totally aced that quiz. Okay, so learning the theory is one thing, but practice, that's where the magic really happens. That's how you make it stick. So for this last part, we're going to make it all about you. It's your turn to use these rules to talk about the most interesting subject there is, yourself. So take a look at these questions on the screen. I really want you to pause this and actually say your answers out loud. My name is, I'm, my favorite color is. This is how you take something you learned and actually make it a part of how you speak. Seriously, give it a shot. And just like that, you've got it. You now have the master key to using am, is, and ares like you've been doing it your whole life. You know how to make positive sentences, negative sentences, and you've even got those prose shortcuts down. So I'll leave you with one final question. Now that you've mastered the rule, what's the first thing you're going to say?